Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Amikin Survival. How we doing? I hope you guys are well. So I am over in the Stone Echoes, and you might be wondering why I'm over here. Well, particularly I need to get some stone, which has started to prove a little bit on the scarcity side for me, and I just need to continue to get some of these raw basic resources for the pure fact that I need to start upgrading a lot of my workstations and the like, and be able to do certain other things in the game as well. But particularly and predominantly I just need to get the raw necessities in order for me to craft things like concrete, which is becoming a fast byproduct of doing a lot of upgrades for your workstations and things of that nature. And also it's just going to obviously enable me to do a whole lot of other things as well. Now at the moment I actually don't have the stone quarry set up yet because, well, as I mentioned before, I need to do a lot of upgrading. So that's basically where I'm at the moment. But the other reason why I'm here today as well, now there's ember fluffs over there, which I'm not going to deal with right now, but I am also on the hunt for some flare hoots as well. So now that I'm over here, I'm going to spend a little bit of time just trying to get some of these basic resources, but also more importantly, here we go. I need to go get and capture me some flare hoot. Now the reason why that I want to get flare hoot is I'm needing to upgrade my own flare hoot with the pure fact that I would like to organize, oops, I missed out on that. I would like to get myself a, well, have the chance and the ability to beat the Roth. So that's basically where I'm at. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that without having to, capture a whole bunch of Amikins for myself to at least get my arsenal upgraded to where they should be. I would ideally like to take on this Roth when I'm level 40, which I'm maximum. So that gives me 2 levels that I need to ensure that I've got, well, all of my ducks in a line and basically pretty much have myself ready to go in that sort of instance. So that's where I'm at. I've got my Swimander with me today, so we are rolling. Oh man, that, I swear, there's a bit of a bug or a glitch ever since this new update. The player will try, and if you're trying to move, I guess, in a certain way, your player keeps on backpedaling for some reason. I have no idea why your player actually does that. So I'm sure that's been addressed hundreds of times with a lot of people, hopefully by now, in the Amikin Discord. Basically, I would imagine that would be coming up in some sort of bug report, so I wouldn't have to sort of call it out. But if it hasn't been addressed, that's the issue I'm facing. So if you ever try and sort of move your player around, he sort of does a bit of a backpedal. It's sort of like a backwards shuffle, if you will. I don't know what it is, but look, he's doing it. It's annoying, and hopefully it gets looked at and addressed. And I'll call it out again each time that it happens in the video. But look, that's basically the reason why I'm here. So yeah, stone. Stone is one of those resources where you didn't think at a little while that you didn't need it for whatever reason, because you obviously got focuses on other things as well in the game. And now that we're here, it's basically become one of those little necessities that you do need it. And look, it goes without saying, any resource that you don't need right at the get-go doesn't become a necessity until it has to become a necessity. And what I mean by that is, as you're sort of leveling up, or as you're sort of progressing through the game, and game progression is the biggest indicator here. Whilst you're progressing, you will find that you will navigate and skew yourself to certain resources, so you can actually advance in the game, and that's also human nature, right? And you go through the process of trying to level up. You're trying to find all those valuable resources that you're wanting, that no one else probably doesn't want, and then from there you're basically in a bind where you just need to find that one resource and nothing else. So you sort of basically try and make the most of your visits, and you're basically just all moving through and trying to get everything that you possibly can. That's basically where it's at. Now I'm doing this right now. I don't want to take any of that at the moment, but what I will do is I'll just quickly re-heal my player here, and while I'm here, I may as well make the most of things and also try and do other things at the same time. So not just only collecting stone and make a whole video about just collecting stone. As you can see here, yeah, you see that the player just tries to move about, but then he sort of backpedals a little bit. It's just an annoyance. So that's an Emma Fluff here. Who have I got over here? Okay, so that's just a standard free-for-all here, but that's okay. We've also found another flarhoot, so I may as well capture him at the same token. That's a Swimander, which, what level are you? You're a level 30. That's the other thing I wanted to sort of elaborate here today as well. Now, I know a lot of people, including myself, when you're trying to farm for certain Amikins and you're trying to find a decent level of Amikins, from what I've noticed, it's good to go to higher level areas like Stone Echoes, or if you want to go to Stormforge as well, and you find those random nests that have a little bit of everything in terms of Amikins, because chances are you're going to find an Amikin that is a high level that you are chasing. So I'll use the Swimander as the prime example. So if you're in Mirrorwater Lake, right, for an example, there's always going to be a guaranteed nest that you're going to find, and that's also always going to have Swimander. But those Swimanders are only no more than level 15, between 10 and level 15. That's basically where you're at with things. Now, who we got coming over here? There's just a whole bunch of fawn here, which I'm not going to be entertaining the fact. So you will find a whole bunch of those Amikins, right? Which is fine, which is cool, because especially if you're just trying to, excuse me, especially if you're just trying to find those style of Amikins and you're trying to just capture a whole bunch just for the pure fact of fusing, well then, of course, that's basically where things are at, right? You're going to find those there. Did I just... Oh, man. Swimander is actually OP at the moment. I might actually swap him out for Rockner for the moment. So we just continue on our little merry way. So you're still at level 36, so you're fine. It'll take a few hits for them to take out those flarhoots anyway. So as I sort of rambling on and continuing on... so when you're finding Amikins of fuse, yeah, they are a great resource in order for you. No, that's a fawn. For you, in order to have your fusing fodder, as I like to call them, right? Because that's all that they're going to be good for. They're not going to be good for anything else. They're just going to be there for the sake of being there, and you can get a whole bunch, in one sitting. And if you go back and forth a couple of times, you're going to wind up with quite a bit of Amikins. But anyway. But if you're trying to find the base Amikin, right? The Amikin that you want, the Amikin that you're wanting, that you're willing to invest in, by rights, you want to try and find the most powerful one that you can possibly get your hands on, based on your level, of course. And that's obviously going to enable you to, pick up the best Amikin, and you don't have to train it as much. And basically, you just, go along with that in mind. Now, Rockner doesn't seem to be the best for this, but he will allow me the opportunity to catch a lot of flarhoots, which is good, which is what I want. So yeah, so going back to it, right? Yeah, so that's only at that's only at 36%, which is not good, but I don't like my chances. But let's just quickly heal. Oh, it did actually get you. Nice. Well, that's always a good thing. So yeah, so going back to it, you're finding a whole bunch of Amikins, but you want to find the one. And obviously it's going to be trial and error, because you're not always going to be guaranteed to get a decent Amikin. Now with the latest update, having rankings from S down to D levels, obviously your S is your best level, and then obviously so on and so forth. So you got A, B, C, and D are your other ranks in that sort of lineage of type. So S category is obviously your best, and then everything else in between. But anyway, once you've found your desired Amikin, you're obviously going to want to invest in that Amikin and that Amikin alone in order for you to pretty much fuse it, evolve it, if it has an evolution status, but also more importantly, you want to get it to level 5, like 5 stars. So that is the goal for that type of exercise, right? You want to try and get it to a level 5 Amikin, 5 star, to be at its most potent. But you obviously want to make the right investment, because you don't want to make the wrong decision and get a poorly graded Amikin in order for you to, you know, carry out your works, because it may not be as strong, it may not be as nimble, it may not be as efficient. So, you know, they're the things that you got to sort of look at. So the reason why that I'm here is I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. So for me, as I said, I am grabbing a whole bunch of stone, yes, which is one thing, but I'm also trying to get enough flare hoots, right? In order for me to get a whole lot of flare hoot, I need to capture a whole bunch and then utilize them for the fusing side of things. So the current flare hoot that I have is only, I think, about 2-star, if I'm not mistaken. So I ideally want to try and get that up to a 5-star. And obviously the reason for that is we know that flare hoot is a fairly strong Amikin. It's a fire type. And the reason that I am investing in the fire types predominantly is I want to take on the raw. That's basically where things are at. That's the end game for me. That's the only reason why that I am out here trying to capture Amikins only of the flare hoot variety. So that will allow me to be a little bit more stronger, because ideally I want to get to level 40 and I want to have a crack at taking on the Roth. And that's a bee leaf, so I don't have to worry about you. There's a Wispard over there, which I really don't want to engage, and this is pretty much a dead end. But while I'm here, I may as well pick up this a bit of stone. Actually, I haven't checked in to see how much stone that I've collected in the 10 minutes that I've been talking to you guys. So yeah, 132, which isn't too bad for 10 minutes worth of work. You're floating about, I'm running around, I'm having a chat to you guys, and I'm collecting resources whilst catching Amikins as well at the same time. So yeah, look, it's actually a pretty good deal for, you know, doing not too much work. And once I've done all this, then I'm obviously just going to leave the map, come back to it, and then rinse and repeat until I'm unable to do it as a player. So if I'm low on health, if I'm low on whatever resources, you get the idea. That's basically where I'm at with things. So it's more or less a place for me to grind it out, and pretty much just take on all comers and just get all the resources that I really need. And I'm not worried about getting essences and things like that, because I do have quite a bit of essences. I spent a bit of time in doing that, so just to give you a bit of an idea, I got 70 there, which isn't too bad. I did have well over 100 at one point, and that's only because I've been utilizing a lot of repairing for weaponry and things like that. So that's the only reason why I'm down on a little bit. I've had close in excesses of anywhere between 150 to 200 of each style of essence. So, and if you guys watched my previous video was all about, I feel at this stage, for those that are wanting to basically tap into the latest offerings of what this game has for us, we're going to need to upgrade our workstations to level 2, level 3 in most cases, so we can unlock tier 4 resources. So in order to do that, you basically need one type of essence, which is the physical essence, which at the moment is quite important. And that's what I mean. That's what I go back to. You go back and forth, you're trying to find the right style of materials that you need, and you just focus on that. Some people, look, don't get me wrong, some people would like to do it all in one kind of thing, but what you're going to find is you're only going to get a little bit of everything at a given time. So what, you know, whilst it's good in doing that, let me just quickly heal you up while I'm talking to you guys. Now, this is just ember fluff only, which I'm not going to worry about, but I will take some of the stone here as well. So I'm nearly down on two axes, well, pickaxes, sorry, I should say. So with that being said, I'm probably going to only make it for this singular run here. So 3 axes equals about 2 runs or 2 tours, I guess, of this place, which is not too bad. I'm going to get well over 200 pieces of stone, which it's obviously going to make a bit of a dent in my resources, so which is good. While these guys are distracted, I'll just recall my Rocknut and redeploy him over here, or redeploy her, sorry, I should say, because it is a she. But yeah, so as you can see, and as I'm sort of referencing beforehand, oop, there we go, so the tool's broken. That's fine, not a problem at all. Okay, so we've got a flare hoot. Let's go ahead and try and take you as well. Wait till you get to 98 and we'll go for the capture, and I should be able to loot this or break this down. Well, I thought I was able to do it before I got harassed, but that's okay. We're taking out the Mio Winkles as well at the same time. Rockner is getting experience as well at the same time, which is obviously what I want. And like I said, I've got quite a bit of gear and heals with me, and everything is doing quite okay. And you're noticing I'm not actually engaging in a lot of combat as well. So the most that I'm actually utilizing in terms of my own resources is mainly my my clothing and heals, right? So that's basically where things are at. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take him. Recall, and they're not going to chase me. So who have I got over here? A couple of Mio Winkles. Alright, so let's just use Rockner as the proxy and recall. And I've only just got the one to deal with, which I'm okay in taking out that simple little Mio Winkle, which is fine. So that's a little tactic I like to use. I sort of like to use my Amikin as the bait, I guess, for lack of better wording, and that allows me just to sort of move about a little bit more freely whilst I'm sort of, you know, grinding it out in a zone. So let's just quickly go over here. Rockner, I think that flinched. I think that Amikin flinched as soon as just as I recalled him. But there you go. Okay, so what do we got over here? We've got we've got some flare hoot. Let's go ahead and utilize Rockner for this job. Okay, you got this. Beautiful. And I'm just going to quickly heal, of course. There we go. Alright, Rockner, you can do this. Perfect. And there's a fawn there, and there's another fawn there. Cool. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's just not engage with you. Continue on over here. And who have I got? A couple of ember fluffs here. A few ember fluffs here, so I won't bother. But yeah, so this is the basis of why I wanted to make this video. So I just want to sort of give you guys an idea on what I'm doing, and for a little bit of your time as you're watching the video, as you're watching me, of course, you can see that I'm sort of killing a couple of birds with one stone. I'm making the most out of my time whilst I'm here, but more importantly, I've got to focus, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not sort of deviating away to try and you know, capture everything, or try and to harvest everything, if that makes sense. So hopefully that sort of comes across. I'm hoping it comes across the way that I'm intending it to come across, where I want you guys to sort of you know, get in a sort of in a mindset where when you're grinding and when you're doing certain tasks, that you're not you know, getting distracted too much. And when you're focusing on one or two things maximum, you're basically making it, well, for me, it's an efficient way of working. Some people will disagree, and I'm not saying that my way is the best way. Definitely not. It's not definitely the best way. There might be other ways of employing how to work efficiently, and that's totally fine. Everyone's got their own interpretation on how they would like to grind, or how they like to do things, which is totally great, because I respect that. And I respect that from a community standpoint, because it also helps others. If there's other ways and I'm not aware of it and I find out, then I will be more likely to actually adopt it for myself and for my own, because it's obviously going to benefit me as a player, most importantly as a content creator as well, because you guys get to benefit how I produce content further down the line, because if I'm working more efficiently, it enables me to get resources quicker, but also more importantly, it allows me to make more content as a whole. So that's the reason for that. All right, look, Fawn, you are not going to leave me alone, so I may as well just do the business with you and take you out, which is fine, because I'm just going to do that. And let's continue on. I've actually nearly filled up everything as well, so I'm going to have to make a decision on this. So I might... Oop, I'm getting attacked. Mio Winkle. I will continue to... Oh, we've got a few guys coming at me. Oh, well, I think Rockner actually just leveled up, which is great. Oop. I need to get myself out of here. Rockner. Do the business. Thank you very much. My goodness, that was close. That was really close. So I'm just going to quickly heal up here. So my rocket leveled up to level 37, so I'm good with that. Very good with that. Let's just continue back to where I was before I completely got overwhelmed here. Okay, so I think we're good. Alright, so let me just continue around this way. Who have I got over here? That's just another fawn. So the other thing I wanted to sort of touch on as well, and since the new update, they implemented shinies. Right now, I have not seen a shiny, actually. So I've not actually seen a shiny for myself, and yeah, I don't know where these guys are hiding, unfortunately for me. Because for me, I feel like I've been super unlucky to come across any sort of shiny. And yeah, so from what my understanding is, the shinies only come, well, you can see the shinies on the screen as we're going through any sort of given zone, but for me, I haven't actually come across them. And I just don't know what I'm looking for or where I'm looking for, and yeah, or how to sort of actually spawn them. So I don't know if there's a method yet available to, you know, to heighten your chances to spawn a shiny Amikin. So yeah, look, keep me posted, guys, because I'll be interested to know and keen to see what your comments are in relation to the shiny component. And yeah, I just, like I said, it's the curiosity side of things. And I see a lot of those as trophies. I don't see them at this moment because I haven't actually seen them. I don't know what they are stat-like compared to. So yeah, guys, so I'm not too sure what the stats are for shiny versions of these Amikins are. I would imagine that they're one and the same. You're just going to get a different one as opposed to a regular one, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's basically what I really wanted to sort of, you know, I guess have a chat to you guys about. But like I said, you guys let me know in the comments. I mean, I know you guys will be a lot further along than myself, and I feel like you guys will be a lot more knowledgeable than myself. One person playing versus how many other players are playing the game at the same time. So collective knowledge will be far greater than knowledge from a single person, in my opinion. So I guess that's where it's at. So what I'm going to do is I am going to rush through here because I know there's not going to be any more flarhoots, and we are obviously just going to get ourselves out of here. So pretty much 2 runs at it, and I've nearly filled up all of my my inventory here. I'll keep going, and I will continue to try and get as much resources as possible while I'm here. But 2 runs, I got nearly 250 resources, well, 250 stone, which is actually a really good feat. So, you know, doing this for about a bit over 20 minutes, it's actually not too bad. I feel like we did okay in that regard. But you guys let me know in the comment section down below how you guys like to do your grinding. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for stopping by, checking out this one. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and share if you can. And if you guys are new to the channel or not, and you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on the next time that I keep rambling about something. Alrighty guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.